Hi, I want to walk you through the use of the potato lab simulation. So as you open up this document, you'll see there's a reset experiment button. And when you press that for the first time, you will see a request here to allow scripts to run. I don't remember exactly what it looks like, but you need to allow scripts to run in order for this to work. This page of the simulation will show you the different tools that you'll need to work through the simulation. All instructions for the different pages are located here on the left-hand side. This will explain the simulation and this particular step that you're doing. You'll see cells that are highlighted in green. These are reference cells that are for you to enter values for your particular experiment, so you can change these numbers. The purple highlighted cells are cells that are being calculated by the simulation. These might be the results of your experiment. And so you should not edit those values directly. And if you try to, you'll get a little warning message. Then finally, you'll see buttons that are placed on the screen. The step 1 button is shown in red. These are going to perform the first step of the procedure, and that will reset the page. So that will clear the data that exists on the page. And then you'll have the different process buttons. These aren't necessarily in order, and they're going to run steps of the procedure. And as you go through, you'll see some of those. And on occasion, you'll see some warning messages that will show up in red. So the general outline of this experiment involves mixing a salt solution, measuring the mass of a fresh potato, immersing the potato in a salt solution, and then measuring the mass of the potato after about 24 hours. And so let me walk through one particular set of calculations, set of data collection for the simulation. So first I'm going to go to the second tab, and the second tab here is the massing of the sodium chloride. So this is where you would use a balance with a measuring boat to add salt so that you measure the correct amount of salt. So here, there's a green cell for the target sodium chloride mass. Let's say that for my particular calculation that I've done, the amount of sodium chloride that I'm supposed to use is 12.35 grams of sodium chloride. I can enter that there so I know what I'm aiming for. And then what I'm going to do, so I can read the instructions. So use the sheet to measure out the required amount of salt to mix your solution. The value will be transferred to the solution making sheet so you can finish making the solution with distilled water. Okay, so that's the next step. The target NaCl mass is for reference. Enter the mass of sodium chloride that you need to make the solution. The scale measurement shows how the value shows the measured value on the scale. So right now it's saying -1. And the buttons allow you to start fresh with a measuring boat or to add salt in different increments. So this is saying add a clean measuring boat and tare the scale. So I'll start by doing that. Okay, and there we go. The value comes down to about 0, which is good. Now I need to get to 12.35, but I can only add in these different increments. So let's add 5 grams and another 5 grams. So I'm getting close, but I need to add a bit more. Okay, I'm getting really close. Now, if I accidentally overshoot, I would have to start again. So for example, whoops, I went over. I'll start again. I'm not taking my time. 10. You'll notice that it's not exactly adding the right amount. This is simulating what it's like to actually add this salt to the boat. And it's a bit of a tedious process to get just the right amount there. You have to keep adding and checking to see if you've reached the right amount. You won't actually be able to get it exactly perfect, but that's okay. 1, 12.15, 12.2, 12.25, 12.31. I guess I can go just a little bit over 12.36. Okay, so that's pretty good. So now I'll move on to the next step, the solution making. And the instructions. Use this sheet to mix the solution using the measured salt from the NaCl massing sheet. Once the solution is prepared to your liking, it can be used in the immersed potato sheet. The target H2O volume is for your reference. Enter the total volume of water you need to mix your solution. Okay, so we're aiming for 500 mLs. The boat status will show new, full, emptied, or rinsed. So it shows I have a full boat. The solution status shows undissolved or dissolved. I haven't started the solution yet. And the current volume will show the volume in the flask. Oh, in this case, it's showing -1. I haven't started yet. The buttons allow you to start with a clean volumetric flask, empty the measuring boat of salt, rinse the measuring boat, swirl the volumetric flask to dissolve the solution, and add measured amounts of distilled water to the flask. Okay, so let's start with a clean flask. We can put a little bit of water in there to start. And now I want to add the salt from the measuring boat. Okay, now it says that my boat is empty and my solution is undissolved. I should rinse the boat out so that it's rinsed. I can swirl the flask to dissolve. And now I need to top it up to 500. If I try to finish early, it'll give me a warning message. Okay, so let's fill it all the way up to the top. Don't want to overfill it by adding another 100. Four, 5. Got to put in little drops one at a time. All right, we'll mix it up one more time, make sure it's all even, and then we'll finish the solution, and the solution making is complete. This step is to cut the potato. So I'm going to use this sheet to cut and weigh a sample of potato to put in the solution. It will be transferred to the immersed potato sheet. Target potato mass, so let's set a goal. Let's try to get a 15 gram piece of potato. The scale measurement shows the mass of the current trial for cutting a piece of potato. And the buttons allow you to empty the scale and tare it to 0 and to cut a sample of potato close to the target mass. So we'll empty the scale and tare. And now we'll cut a potato sample. I'd rather get a little bit closer. Let me try again. All right, I like that one, 15.295. I'll step over to put the potato into my test tube. It says use this sheet to combine your measured potato sample from the prepare potato sheet with the solution you prepared in the solution making sheet. You can also add wait time after immersing the potato. The purple target values are for reference. They show the target values you entered on other sheets along with a calculation of the estimated molarity. So the 0.42 is close to what I needed, which is good. The current potato sample mass is also shown. Here's the mass that I just cut. The current solution volume shows the amount of solution remaining. The total wait time shows how long the potato has been immersed in the solution. And the buttons allow you to add a potato sample to a test tube along with 100 mLs of the prepared solution, or to wait for 6 hours. So let's add a potato in. Potatoes in the solution, wait, then make my measurement. So let's wait for the 24 hours, 6 hours at a time. I promise you, this is easier than doing it in person. Okay, we've waited for 24 hours. Now it's time to measure the potato. Use this sheet to perform the final massing of the potato after it has been immersed in the solution and time has passed. Purple target values are for reference. They show the original potato mass and the wait time. The buttons allow you to empty the scale and tare it to 0 and to measure the potato sample's mass. All right, so let's empty and tare the scale. We'll remove the potato sample, dry it, and weigh it. And there we go. We've got our measured sample. These numbers are the numbers that I'll need to put into our data sheet, the original potato mass, the wait time, and the final potato mass. And now at this point, I've done one trial. I still have solution left. I have 400 milliliters of solution left to go, but I need to go back and prepare another potato. So I'll empty and tare the scale and then cut a new potato sample. I like that one. And so now I can go back to adding a new potato sample and then waiting and making my measurement again. So I can repeat that. If I happen to run out of solution, I'm going to have to go all the way back to the beginning and make a new volume of solution for myself. I hope you enjoy it. I hope you get your data out of it. And you can email me at tpasquini@iskl if you have any trouble with it. Thanks.